'cause we're here to thrive together, making sure that nobody gets left behind. As the light of truth clears all the stormy weather, and the mother in us all begins to rise. Through our heart of hearts, we start to know our greatness. As our strength returns, our spirit guides us through. Our eyes behold the rising of the phoenix, and the dance of life begins to birth anew. What we feel affects the sea we see out there. Look around, forgive your sisters and your brothers. For us all, the time is now to build anew. And the dance of life begins to birth anew. Begins to birth anew. One more time.
Whoa. Wow. Let's go to gallery view and send lots of love and twinkles for that dynamic, as only Omashar can do, amazing opening to the show. Thank you, Omashar.
Thank you so much. That was fun. It's always an interesting one. I definitely wake up the neighbors here, so
Well, Omar will be back with us for two more songs, at least. Who knows? You never know. There might even be more, but definitely at least two more songs. And we look forward to that. Thank you so much, brother. So I've had at least three people reach out to me and say, "Do you know about Samantha Sweetwater's new book? You've got to have her on your show." And Samantha's a friend of mine who I've known for a long time. But it is true, Samantha, your book has absolutely captivated many of our friends. I'm going to bring Samantha up. Of course, we're going to chat with her. And I'm going to share with you what Daniel Schmachtenberger had to say about her book. Now, uh, Daniel was on the show a long time ago. He's a longtime friend of mine. And honestly, Daniel is the smartest human being I know. He is the most intelligent human being I've had the pleasure to meet in this lifetime. Katrina probably would agree with me on that. And this is what Daniel says about her book. True Human is a masterfully crafted invitation to mature spiritually, embrace interbeing, and choose love over indifference in shaping our shared future. And so our first author that we love, and we do love Samantha Sweetwater, is here to share with us all about her brand new book, True Human, Reimagining Ourselves at the End of Our World. So first of all, welcome to the Awakening World, Samantha.
Thank you, Scott. It's so good to be here. I'm feeling really ecstatic, like witnessing everyone dancing and this amazing music on Mashar. Thank you. It was just ecstatic.
Yeah, it's a good way to get us going, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, let's just start right off with reimagining ourselves at the end of our world. What does that mean?
In really simple terms, I describe the end of our world. The end of our world doesn't mean the end of the world,
Right.
firstly. It's not a doomer statement. It's a statement about, in the way I look at it, we've been as a species and in not unevenly distributed ways, we've lived through an age of separation. And separation is grounded in separation between humans and our own sense of spirit, but also between humans and ecology, humans and biology, humans and the kinship that we're fabric of reality that we're embedded within. So it's a separation from nature. And it's also the kind of illusion that anything is separate from anything else, which is, and the illusion of mind over matter. And we're coming to an age where biophysical reality is asserting itself. We've surpassed 7 of the 9 planetary boundaries that are articulated by the Stockholm Institute. That's really deep, deep science of all of the operation that is safe operating space for life, which includes us. We are biological beings. And so we're at a moment, like an inflection point historically, where there's many existential tipping points, geopolitical, technological, cultural, and ecological. And the invitation is to recognize that the logic that got us this far is insufficient. The logic and the stories that have gotten us this far are insufficient to get us to the next stage of our evolutionary journey as a flourishing species who is participating in Gaia's song. So I see that we're coming to the end of the world that built civilization as we know it. And particularly from a global majority perspective or a global South perspective, there's even question about whether civilization is civilized. Stephen Greer, I heard Stephen Greer talk years ago at Harmony Festival. It's relevant to the UAP conference. He is one of the original people speaking about disclosure, and he offered an extraplanetary process on civilization, which is that civilization, a species like ourselves, is not actually civilized until it has organized itself in harmony with itself and its biosphere. So, like, we've come to an end of an age of extraction and domination, and we're entering into this age where, like, love, as we so beautifully sang together is the answer. But love and a fabric of relationality that is the way everything happens. Nothing exists separate from anything else. The clothes we wear, the breath we breathe, the food we eat, and the language we use, which is a fabric of transcontextual meaning making. And we're coming into an age where like the primary gesture is becoming masterful at human relationships, at ecological relationships, at better stewarding and shepherding of our material reality in a way that aligns with ecological well-being. Um, that's what I mean by the end of our world and the beginning of a new one that turns out is going to be more fun because we're actually hardwired for harmonious relationships. And we really thrive when we are flourishing together and when we are communicating well and when we are engaging in reciprocity and care.
Beautiful. So, what's an example of a transition that you see actually taking place from the old world and the new world? Or I like to call
Yeah,
it
on the
pivoting.
nasty ugly side, we're in it.
Yeah.
We're in the throes of a construct that has kind of lost its way because it's been eaten out from the inside by the incentives of separation, by the incentives of profit, and by the incentives of win-lose power dynamics. And so that's on the nasty, ugly, heartrending side. On the beautiful side, we're seeing an growing movement, like the planetary wide in all domains of science. We're starting to understand how to hack intimacy, how to hack our biology, how to hack, and hack is kind of a janky word, but like how to become really skillful and fluid in regenerative farming and early childhood education and navigating our relationships in a way that is win-win. It's in so many domains. We're
Yeah.
we're also starting to learn restraint and like learning how to live in sufficiency in areas where we don't need to consume all the time.
So, since reimagining is a big part of your title, what are some ways that you reimagine uh, a new world? And what are maybe some tips you could give our audience for reimagining a new world?
Hmm. I think we get to imagine a world where integrity with the self, with one's own sensing, is woven with acts of reciprocity and acts of complementarity. So we get to reimagine a world as an ecology that functions according to um, integrity, reciprocity, and complementarity that is grounded in inquiries into where is there resonance, where is there dissonance, where might we build coherence, where might we engage in harmony. We get to reimagine our place in the biosphere, take ourselves down off the pyramid of human hegemony, human supremacy, and recognize that we're part of Earth's processes. And in a lot of ways, that I think of that as grounding into kinship consciousness. That to me is the primary gesture, is this recognition that no organism exists outside of its fit to purpose in ecology. We all co-evolved, and humans actually co-evolved as a custodial species. We have, I imagine many people here love their gardens. I imagine many people here love their pets. I saw someone speak that they were from Mountain View, the land of the Ohlone, like we're learning from our indigenous relatives what it is to be in attunement to the land, in reciprocity with the land, in care of our watersheds, um, in care of our mothers, and supporting early childhood development and pregnant mothers in birth, and that primary relational connection that allows for healthy attachment in humans to continue to be better at being really attuned to the world and attuned to other people and make good decisions. So I think but centrally, if we think of ourselves as a custodial species, we start to get a whole other map of what is worth doing, period. What is worth doing with our agency. So it's not everything, It's not an endlessly libertarian map of do whatever you want. It's a relational map of connect and see how you can nurture the world, nurture yourself through these very basic patterns. Integrity is an integrity with self, attuning to the integrity of another, caring for mutual well-being and mutual sovereignty. Reciprocity is making sure that relationships actually involve mutuality and elevation of both parties, and or that they don't fundamentally undermine land or people or other cultures. And complementarity is an ecological principle. So it's not like, oh, I'm giving you a compliment, Scott. It's more like, how is my intelligence a complement to yours?
Mhm.
How are all the intelligences of all the people being interviewed here in an ecology giving a bigger story than I could give alone?
First of all, I'm really so appreciating your wisdom, and you're very eloquent, Samantha. Um, and there's all these little nuggets, and there's one nugget you put two words together that I'd never heard before, and I love it. Complementary kinship. I love the combination of those two words. It reminds me of that great book, The Kin of Ata. I don't know if you know that book or not.
I know the book you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's one of the few visions of the future that's a positive. You know, almost all visions of the future are this kind of post-apocalyptic, vision, and the Kinevata was a very positive vision for our future. But I love that complementary kinship. Talk to me about that. Those words just elevate me,
They're such juicy words.
aren't they?
Right? Well, we inherited this false narrative about survival of the fittest. Darwin never said fittest. He said survival of the fit. And what fitness is in ecological systems is collaborative fit to purpose. Nothing thrives in an ecology that isn't in many ways complementary to other organisms and processes in that ecology. That is the nature of ecological process. So a population has to be net positive to the ecosystem for it to flourish, survive and flourish. So even though a single lion predates a single organism and there's competition there, on a larger population level, the lion is collaborating with the robustness of the antelope herd to actually nurture the strength of the antelopes. Like these things they look different when you look at them in terms of a living whole system. And so complementarity is the classic example is like squash, corn, and beans, which are when you plant them together, the beans fix the nitrogen and the squash makes a huge amount of protein, like food matter, and the corn actually eats up the nitrogen, and like you end up with this reciprocal cycle where you get a ton more nutrition and the soil is still nurtured. That's a classic example of complementarity. And it's also an example of kinship, like these plants living in kinship with each other in a way that makes all of their lives better. And in what I think of as kinship consciousness, there's a lot of domains to that, but recognizing that, as in a lot of indigenous traditions have, that we're woven in with the rest of living processes, that some of us are, I'm a water woman. I listen to water. I channel water. I'm deeply connected to water. There's a lot of people on this planet right now who are in kinship consciousness with water as a guide to civilizational process. Um, One might be in kinship with the redwoods or in kinship with a keystone insect in the ecology that you like become really fascinated with and start to be an inquiry like, how could I support and perpetuate the lives of this insect, which then would also support and perpetuate the lives of these songbirds? And then we wouldn't lose those trees because they wouldn't be eaten up by that other insect. It's like attuning to the way that everything is woven in this fabric of complementarities and reciprocities and competitions, but competition in that larger model has complementarity. And as a human, really saying, well, what is the larger thing that I serve? Like one of the principles of purpose in True Human is that we become trustworthy by tending what we love, or by attuning to what calls uniquely to us. And that could be a mental calling, like a fascination with how electricity functions, for example, and then starting to become really interested in how electricity could actually works in nature and how it functions in reciprocities in the larger ecology, including lightning and all of these different processes in our cell. And then starting to reverse engineer that in technological process.
Wow. Somebody asked who just came in, what are we talking about? We are talking with Samantha Sweetwater, the author of True Human, Reimagining Ourselves at the End of Our World. And I'm going to leave this up for a moment and read some of the comments coming in from our audience. But while I'm doing that, I want to encourage anybody who's interested in buying the book, get out your trusty camera, your cell phone, and go into that QR code, and that'll take you right to Amazon where you can order the book. And while you're doing that, I'm going to read a few of the comments coming in because a lot of people are really enjoying what you said. Carol Craig writes, my master's degree is evolutionary biology. And yes to water. Born in the sign of Cancer, I used water in my science classes whenever it could provide a concept. I took a course that lasted an entire year solely about water. It's fascinating. And Rich Sheck says yes to Samantha. Reverend Jeffrey Colebrook writes, my master's is in Levolution. Yes, it is, Jeffrey. Dia Therese also acknowledging the Kinabata are waiting for you, a wonderful book. Susan Blomquist writes, thank you. This is the ecology of spirituality. Dia Therese writes, I'm really enjoying Samantha's choices of phrases and words. They are clearly descriptive of our new world. Thank you, Samantha, with blessings and love. Susan writes, we are realizing that we have agency. Charlotte LeFranc writes, sacred reciprocity and kinship consciousness. Yes. And DR writes, thank you. We are remembering what civilized really means. So there's just a few of the comments that have come in as people are really appreciating. You really are very eloquent, Samantha. It's beautiful. So Samantha is going to lead a meditation for us to kind of drop in. So, and we're good on time, Samantha, so take it away.
I think this is just the right amount of time. This is a reading from the book, and it's the last meditation in the book. And it's been feeling particularly powerful and poignant. The last chapter is called Ceremony for a Small Planet. And I frame both the unraveling and these are Joanna Macy's words, the unraveling and the great turning and the remembering, the great remembering that's happening as a ceremony for a small planet that's constantly liminal and definitely kind of psychedelic, and we can't get out of it because we're all in it together. So we might as well recognize that it's a ceremony and navigate it together. An invitation. Altering, that's ALTAR, altering reality. An organismic process is afoot. Our species is slowly remembering our sacred ecological place within this magnificent planet we occupy. The relationship between our species and Gaia is an expression of what is most holy and real. Dear one, your love, your remembering is part of a collective immune response, an impulse of life protecting and making more life. You are woven with an infinitely elegant reciprocal complexity, made as an infinite game player. Remember this. Enter your back and forth dialogue with life. Trust the beauty and resilience you bring into being. Our human story is nested within a larger story. This story arc spans geological ages and reaches across galaxies. It's the story of life becoming self-aware to recursively enact conscious communion at the scale of a planet. In this story, Homo sapiens are a unique player. We leave home, become homeless, then remember that coming home is the most beautiful story ever. You alter reality when you recognize, then respond to life as sacred. You begin to move adaptively, attuned to the needs and possibilities inherent in the moment. The currencies of your attention naturally flow in reciprocity, complementarity, and beauty. Don't worry. Let the veils of separation slough off, revealing your solucence. Tend the motion from separation to wholeness, where your imperfect, miraculous life will begin to make sense again. This is no ascension. It's a descent, a rewilding, an incension, a realignment of power with love. It's a homecoming at a planetary scale, embracing our destiny as co-creators with Gaia. You are powerful. You are more powerful when you move in concert and care for the human and more than human others you interdepend with. When we live, love, and lead for life, we become like trees, braiding roots, becoming a larger being. We become the civilizing impulse that harmonizes the forces of nature. A flourishing future breathes in the interstitial fabric that already binds us. If we listen to life together, we can enact something that has never been done before, not here on this planet, the weaving of harmonious collaboration between all of humanity, technology, and nature at a planetary scale. Life wants more life. As organisms sacredly bound to Gaia's becoming, we, humans, are perfectly suited to this task. Sapience exists to serve sentience. Our collective soul opportunity is to co-orchestrate the emergence of a human world that hums in harmony with life's song. You cannot be home alone. We are made to come home together. Interbeing is life's law. Let us meet rupture, dissonance, and collapse as our opportunity to make home for all beings. Our elders from the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta Mountains of Colombia say, let us continue to continue. Onwards, fellow humans. We shall be known as the ones who came home.
I'm going to go to gallery view for a moment and just invite people to twinkle the way we twinkle Omashar, because you are such a wordsmith, Samantha. Those words are so eloquent. I mean, I want to just read them over and over and over. I can't imagine an entire book of this level. And I'm going to read once again some of the, because so many comments are coming in from our audience. So once again, I'm going to read a few of the comments, and I really want to invite all of you, please buy the book. Let's support her. Obviously, it's a book that's going to be very inspiring, a wonderful book to give to people, certainly people that are cynical about our future. I mean, that's what I am imagining. For anybody who's cynical about our future, this would be a very good book to give to them. So Scotty Satori writes, awesome reminders. Diara writes, we are stewards of resonance. Ayada writes, Samantha, that was beautiful and so inspiring. Thank you. Charlotte writes, exquisite languaging. Karen Eisenberg writes, your message is so very beautiful, Samantha. Carol writes, our family is a combination of friends and family. Our family provides us with this binding peace. Susan Blomquist puts it perfectly. Such appealing words. May many people read and understand this message. And something that I wrote, I really loved, again, the words conscious communion on the scale of a planet. Clearly, that is what this book is about. Rich writes, the ones who came home, most excellent Samantha. Andrew and Connie write, beautifully and poetically expressed. Katrina writes, so beautiful. My heart is deeply moved by your exquisite and wise poetry. And there are more coming in, and I can't even keep track of all of them. So thank you, Samantha, for whatever. I mean, writing a book of this scale is an incredible achievement. And I couldn't be more proud of you and so delighted to have you be kicking off tonight's show with so much wisdom and so much eloquence. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Deborah. Thank you, both of you, for tending this community. I really feel it. It's powerful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, that's just the first of 6 presenters. Plus, we're going to hear from Becky Suzik and from our own Karen Eisenberg, who were in Raleigh, North Carolina with the Buddhist monks. And that's coming up in a little while. But I now get to introduce you to really one of my best friends. She is absolutely a lifetime soulmate, soul partner. She's the co-founder of Love Coach Academy. And in sharing with you about Katrina, we're going to be learning about her incredible Love Smart cards. And what Katrina did was she took all the wisdom of Marshall Rosenberg's nonviolent communication, which she has studied at the maximum level. She's a certified trainer. She's done hundreds of hours of coursework, all that stuff I wouldn't do because I'm too independent. But she did all that stuff. And then she put it into an incredible way for people to understand in a beautiful way how to work with needs and feelings and values. Her Love Smart cards, I know many of us have already bought them, used them, worked with them, and now she's got a whole new epic collection. So as I said at the beginning, there are many different forms of authorship, and it is my honor to bring my bestest friend, Katrina Vaillancourt, on to share with us her latest creation. Welcome, Katrina.
Oh, thank you, Scott. It's so good to be here. And I'm just thrilled that I get to go after Samantha Sweetwater. My heart is so deeply moved by this passage we just got to hear. It's like that was such soul medicine. So I'm really looking forward to diving into your book. And I can tell that this is one to study, to share with friends, to pull out quotes and really spread in our world. It's such beautiful medicine. So thank you so much. I know this has been an incredible labor of love for you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I know. How's that? Omashar and then Samantha. I mean, that's like, well, quite a start. And I'm very excited for you to share with the audience. And she's going to share a little bit. And then if anyone wants to receive a short little card reading from Katrina, what I need you to do is raise your hand like I just did. If you go to your computer, click raise hand, and then I can see who's interested. It goes right to this kind of the top of my screen, and we'll pick somebody to work with Katrina. But she's going to share a little bit about the cards first.
Yes, wonderful. So I love going after Samantha because she's just talked about what it is to reclaim what it is to be truly human and what it means to live the art of permaculture, that sense of interbeing, not only in our relationships with each other, but with our ecology, with the plants, the animals, and with the universe itself. And one of the pieces that she asserted is it runs parallel with what Dr. Marshall Rosenberg discovered, which is that we've been living in these systems of domination that feed on separation and fear. And so his creation of nonviolent communication is an offering or an antidote to that, especially as it relates to the art of being in relationship. So he offered new ways of listening, thinking, and speaking in support of compassion and a generosity of heart. And I know, we're among friends in this Zoom room and in this audience. And we're in this time that we must make our lives into uniquely inspiring hero's journey stories. Each one of us is on this soul path, and we have this unique journey of walking into a way of love. So I also love, one of the things that Scott has spoken about many times is the work he did as he studied near-death experiences in an earlier phase of his life. And in that, the message that came through again and again is that we're here to learn to love. That's our purpose of being here in this human form, to remember that inherent interconnection we have. And I invite everyone in our audience to consider for a moment, how many of us have lost that sense of deep love we once had with a family member or friends or someone we thought was our life partner? From birth, our nature is love, and yet this human experience can be so hard and complex that where a mother and father are both naturally moved to fall deeply in love with their precious newborn, as years go on, they have moments of frustration, exhaustion, and a lack of skill, which can lead them to making perfectly human mistakes that can undermine this really sweet flow of love that is our true and essential nature. And so each one of us has been raised with parents who have made mistakes despite their best efforts. And sometimes they were huge mistakes or simply hard decisions that had painful impacts on us as children. And these moments of emotional injury shape us, leaving scars and sensitivities that we're often unconscious of and unaware of how those patterns can then perpetuate more pain in our own lives and in relationship with others. So then we grow into adolescence and adulthood, and we fall in love. And once again, we enter into this sweet flow where it seems like maybe this will be the love that lasts forever, only to hit road bumps that, when unattended or unresolved, can accumulate into a kind of a rust that can eventually corrode the entire relationship. And so this is where the Love Smart cards and the guidebook come in. The Love Smart heart-centered communication cards and guidebooks, which I'll be showing you in a minute, are thoroughly designed to create a self-guided collection of solo, partner, and group practices that you can engage in to cultivate emotional awareness, empathy, clarity, compassion, and skillful communication. And they support a profound depth of self-reflection and self-healing, as well as supporting your ability to navigate conflict through to cooperative problem solving and win-win outcomes in your relationship with others, assisting you to move through inevitable conflicts with more grace, effectiveness, and efficiency, so that you can spend less time in emotional pain, stress, and suffering, and more time in the natural joy of connection. These cards offer you a powerful way to grow your capacity for understanding, connection, empowered choice, and loving kindness, assisting you to reclaim what it means to be truly and beautifully human. So I've got so much passion for this work, and I would love to share with you the profound difference it's made in my own life and in the lives of my clients. However, we have a short time here today. And so, as Scott had mentioned, I'd love to do a demonstration with the cards. And I'm really curious to see who might like to work with me today. So
I'm delighted. It's going to be one of our favorite Global Peace Tribers, Patricia.
fabulous.
Who was always with us. And thank you again, Patricia. She pointed out an error I made in my email blast today, which allowed me to resolve it. So thank you very much. And take it away, Katrina.
All right, Patricia, lovely to have you with me here.
Thank you, Katrina.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Oh, good, good. And I'm wondering, as you're sitting in this moment with just the question of what is on your heart, where there might be some mourning, especially as it relates to a relationship where love has been lost, if there's something that comes to mind where you might like to receive some care.
Is there a reading and a card that you said you were gonna?
Sure. So the way this works is I have the Love Smart cards. This is the box. There's an 108-page guidebook. I meant to show this to you all before introducing the exercise. And then there's 4 decks of cards. There's the universal needs. So we've got 95 of these. This is the foundation to nonviolent communication. There's emotions that are connected to met needs. So when things are going well, we feel pleasant feelings, we have met needs. There's the emotions connected to unmet needs, the difficult ones that happen when our needs are not met. And then character strength cards. And this is an addition that I have added. It's not part of nonviolent communication, but it can support people to be able to find the opportunity inside of any difficult situation they might be going through. It's a powerful way to reframe a difficult experience and see the opportunity for spiritual growth. Yeah. And so the way we generally work with these cards is if you have something that's maybe heavy on your heart, where you'd like some emotional support, we could give you 2 to 3 minutes to be able to share that. We'll need to keep it relatively short just because we're short on time.
Sure.
And then I'll work with the cards just to show you how that would work and to provide care at the same time. How does that sound to you? So do you have something you'd like to share?
No, I guess I just want a reading, with one of the cards. You said.
Okay, so this is not like a tarot card set.
Oh.
I don't intuitively read to try to understand what's going on in you. It works in a different way, although we could do an intuitive reading. So perhaps, given the amount of time, we could do that, and other people can just move with that, and we'll see where it goes. You want to do that? All right.
Sure.
Okay, great. So an intuitive reading, I am going to start with this set. So this is going into the challenging emotions.
Okay.
And I will randomly draw a card. Okay, I've got 3 here, so I'm going to let you choose. Are we going to go 1, 2, or 3? Which
3.
one? 3. So this card here is the challenging feeling of hopelessness.
Oh.
All of these are challenging feelings. And so what I would ask you when you see this card, and everybody can tune into this, is just notice all of these emotions will arise at some time or another. When you tune into hopelessness, what arises in your being? Where's that tenderness and that sense of mourning that you might be feeling? Another thought is to reach out and to compassionately connect with other beings in our planet, in our world, who might be experiencing hopelessness right now, and to feel a sense of kinship and mourning in our shared humanity. And feeling present.
First, can you put the card a little closer to the camera just for people to see for a moment?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patricia. We've got a short amount of time. I'm going to bring Isabelita and Tom up because they also would like to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are we shifting modes? I'm a little confused.
Isabelita and Tom would also like to have an experience of you working with them with the cards.
Got it. Okay. And we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think about 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, that'll be
Aloha,
a unique challenge.
Katrina.
Aloha. So good to see you both.
Yeah.
Great to see you too.
Yeah.
Nonviolent is so powerful.
Wonderful. So would you have something that you'd like to receive some empathy on?
Yes.
Okay.
About expectation. how to work with expectation,
Yes.
and to not have expectation of things that I put out, and to be able to let go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to work with the expectation that of, working hard and putting everything, but not to focus on the result,
Mm-hmm.
and to work with, yeah, so that's why I said of non-expectation, and to whatever I give out there is to be free of just the giving, and without thinking of the result or the expectation of how it would be.
Yeah.
That's the
So
empathy.
I'm hearing a theme around having expectations or very strong hopes with some amount of attachment, and that it
Yes.
doesn't always come through.
Yes.
Sometimes there's some disappointment. So
Yeah.
certainly, this is a very, very short example rather than a deep dive. But what I would do is I'd go through this set of cards first. These are the emotions connected to unmet needs. I've got a ring light that makes it a little hard for me to show those. And so I'd flip through these and start to guess what are some of the emotions that you might feel. It's possible that you might feel hurt sometimes when that happens. Skeptical could come up, but I'm guessing probably not. Frustrated probably comes up. And what I'm doing right now as I go through these is I'm putting them in yes and no piles. And I'm just making guesses. I don't have a whole lot of context. This is kind of an abstract. When disappointment comes up, when expectations are not met, what are some of the feelings that can come up? And
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I could see it in the cards, but when you ask me that, I feel disappointed.
Yes, disappointed for sure.
Yeah.
So if I were to go through all of these, and we're short on time, some other ones that potentially arise are hurt, and I'm trying to get the lighting there. Maybe frustrated.
Yes.
Maybe stressed. I think I heard somebody else.
Yeah,
suggest
frustrated,
something.
stress. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Sometimes you might feel exasperated. It's possible, if this is something you're really attached to, you might feel tired or exhausted. So those words are in this deck as well. And so working with the cards, what we would do is go through all of these to get very thorough, to understand what are the emotions that come up when you have an expectation and it doesn't come through. Of course, I don't know what the exact expectation is, so that would give us more detail, more information.
What you showed me all the cards, those are true.
Yeah.
Those are emotions.
Yes.
But, they are, and even I know they will change. It's temporary. All of the things that go through.
Yes.
It's just, I wanted to just have an experience with you and to receive empathy for working so hard, the appreciation of all of what I do. So I agree, all those cards are emotions that come up for unmet needs. But you asked me, what's the empathy that I would like to receive?
Yes. So I'm having a challenge of trying to do a card demonstration with a short amount of time and very little context. And so the empathy I imagine you would want to receive is to understand some of the painful feelings and the unmet needs that are there. And then to see if we can pivot to and bring you into a more empowered place as it relates to the challenge of having expectations that don't come through in the way that you had hoped. Yeah.
Yes. Well, just by talking and you holding space for me and listening, it's already giving me empathy and it's already shifting. Thank you, Christine. Thank you,
Katrina.
Thank you, Katrina.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And it's before you go real quickly, Isabelita. I want to just acknowledge, because I know you, you are one of the most driven, caring people I know. You care so deeply. You care about your daughter, you care about Tom, you care about your clients. You've always shown care for me. You're a deeply caring person. And so I'm guessing that sometimes because you talked about how you give without expectation. And I want to acknowledge that. And that to me is generosity. You're very, very generous with your time, with your love, with your care. And I want to acknowledge that. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll breathe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
If I were doing a deep dive with you,
Oh.
Isabelita, I would do this in person and we'd be laying out all the cards so that we could get very thorough. So after going through those difficult emotion cards, we'd look at what are the precious needs that were not met, because it's so important to honor what it is that you're longing for. Not just say, oh, I'm just going to get over it, but to say there's something really precious here to me.
Yes.
There's something that I wanted, and I am not sure because I don't know the context, but maybe it was I wanted connection. I wanted to be seen clearly. I wanted to be heard. I have a desire for a meaningful contribution, for purpose. I'm making some guesses right now, but we would lay out the cards that are resonant for you and get very thorough so we could understand them all. And then we would identify which 3 are most important for you. And we'd start to consider alternative strategies that you might be able to use to put focus on bringing those needs into fruition, becoming less attached to a particular strategy and but still committed to being able to care for those precious needs. And then the next thing I would do is I would take out these character strength cards here, and we'd go through these ones, and I would ask you, what qualities do you feel inspired to bring to the table? So as you're letting go of expectations, but still really deeply committed to attending to your precious needs, maybe there's a spiritual opportunity, right, to grow a quality of character strength. Clearly you're committed, so we don't necessarily need to bring that one online. This is deep. We can acknowledge you for that sense of commitment already. And who knows, maybe creativity would inspire you. Maybe humor might inspire you. Possibly there's a way that practicing tactfulness might. I don't know. But we would explore these together to see which ones light you up. And then that would forward the conversation to see how you can attend to the needs that are very important to you in a way that's in alignment with your values. Yeah.
I would like that. Thank
Well,
you.
I would love to
Thank you,
do that with you in a
Christine.
more thorough way when we have time.
Yes, we will make a time.
Very good.
Thank you, Isabelita.
Thank you so much, Katrina. I really appreciate it.
Katrina, I want to read some of the comments that have come into the chat box. Dia Therese writes, I have 2 sets of these cards and 2 complete guidebooks. I got them after the last time we were on the Awakening World. Katrina, you have created a treasure. Namaste. And she adds, I began playing with them by and for myself, but putting it out there that I welcome a partner to play with. And Diara is appreciating how intuitively you handled everything with both Pat and now with Isabelita. Grace Denise is asking a question, actually. Can you share about the character strength cards as well? And we'll get to the question. I'll read 2 more comments.
Okay.
Susan Blomquist writes, this language of yours is so good to hear. Christy Michaels writes, we can be complex humans. What I love about Katrina's cards is it can lay out a landscape so others can witness what's going on inside without speaking the mental construct. Yeah.
Yes, we get to let go of the story or put the story in the background and really explore the heart of whatever challenge it is we're facing. And sometimes it's interpersonal, but there's also such a deep personal deep dive that you can do where you can start to explore layers of the challenges that you're facing. Maybe, in yourself, there's a part of me that is wanting to do this, and there's another part of me that's rebelling against it. What's going on inside of me, and how can I bring that into a greater sense of integration? So the character strength cards is my own addition. This is not part of the system of nonviolent communication. So that's these cards. I got to get the right angle. There we go. And these ones are they're qualities of love, we could say. So if we're striving to be loving, right, as is, I believe, the reason that we're here, what is love? And I see love as being vast, infinitely vast. And so one of the ways that we start to concretize what it means to be an embodiment of love is to look at this particular category of words, the character strengths, also known as the virtues. And each one of these, the practice of curiosity, open-hearted, childlike, respectful curiosity, is a way that we can love more deeply. To be encouraging is a way we can love more deeply. So while the universal needs are ones that these are qualities that we're seeking to receive, the character strengths are the qualities that we're seeking to emanate or cultivate in our practice of walking through life and becoming the next best version of ourselves. So we've seen a whole bunch of them. There's 54 character strengths in this set. And, one of the things, I'm forgetting the name of our first lovely participant who came in. I didn't
Patricia.
leave her with hopelessness. One of the things that we can do is look at when hopelessness arises, what am I committed to, right? How would kindness show up even when I'm feeling hopeless? How would being loving show up, or optimistic? How can these show up even when I'm being hopeless, even when I'm feeling hopeless? And to sit in that contemplation, to ask yourself how this character strength could show up, is a way of pivoting from the pain of the unpleasant emotion into a point of empowerment and into a creative thought stream that can assist you to find solutions, even if you don't know them right in the moment. You can go, oh, so, okay, I'm going to practice patience. And let's see what arises as I practice that. Peacefulness, what arises as I keep this in the foreground of my awareness. So that's the character strengths. And I chose the lotus, the blooming lotus, because you probably know the quote, no mud, no lotus, right? The lotus is this sense of purity and the spiritual evolution that really grows because the mud is there. We are in the mud right now, and this beautiful concept of true human is that lotus flower. Again, I love what Samantha said about our unique station as human beings, and so character strengths are really a contribution to that form of personal and collective evolution.
Beautiful. Katrina, your work is so beautiful. And thank you for kind of flowing with the curveballs that came your way tonight. And we can learn all about these cards by going to a new website, wearehumankind.love. We are.
If you would scroll up, we can see the whole thing for a moment. There we go. All right. And then scroll down. And the cards I just showed you are on the next row. So keep going. And the second one there, that's the full card set. The first one is just the PDF guidebook. But you can see there's other tools here, all in support of relational intelligence and really living fully from your heart. So yeah, thank you for
Absolutely. And thank you, Katrina. Such great work. And also, Katrina is a brilliant coach. So if you're feeling inspired by her presence and you're interested in her coaching, you can learn all about her private coaching there. And you'll all certainly be hearing about this because Katrina and I are going to teach a 12-week course together starting April 4th. And we'll definitely be talking about it a lot on the show. We're just now putting it together, but we're going to do a 12-week course on Saturday mornings starting on April 4th. And I hope many of you who really want to learn compassionate communication and all the best relationship skills that Katrina and I have cultivated, developed, and shared with over 1,000 clients, we'll share with you. So you'll be seeing a lot more of Katrina this spring. Absolutely. Thank you, Katrina.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
Love
And
you so
thank you,
much.
everyone.
So we are the Global Peace Tribe. And there is something going on in the world right now that I think probably all of you know about. And that is this group of Buddhist monks who are marching across the country for peace. And they're marching, and right now they're in North Carolina, where it's been raining and cold, and they're just walking, demonstrating peace. And it's becoming this incredible movement that people are following. Well, what's wonderful is two of our beloved Global Peace Tribers live in or near Raleigh, North Carolina, and were there for the Buddhist monks just today. So I'm going to show a quick little video recorded by Karen Eisenberg, and then we're going to hear from Karen and from Becky Suzik about their experience today with the Buddhist monks. So this is really, really fun. Here we go. And again, this was recorded. And Karen, feel free to turn on your sound and share with us anything you want to share after looking at the video you made.
Okay. They were about 3 feet away from us. They walked in the bike lane, and they had thousands of people just lined up. It was truly moving and the most profound experience, seeing them humbly walking. We had very cold temperatures today, and you could see that they looked freezing cold, but they continued on. And this is their walk after speaking to thousands of people at the North Carolina Capitol State Building.
Ma'am, would you stay behind the monks, please?
Where's the dog?
I know. I got as close as I could, but they had gates all around, and I couldn't get any closer, and everybody else is there with their phones. But we knew that that Aloka was there because the mayor said, "Oh, look, Aloka's here too. She made it." Because I'm sure it's been super treacherous, and Aloka has probably had to rest along the way. But Aloka was there, and the energy was all about peace, yes, but I believe that it also equals love.
Mm.
And it's very interesting tonight how the 3 guest speakers really, well, I'm including Omashar. He's not the guest. I mean, he's always here, but his song that he opened with, "We Need to Love Each Other," is exactly what these Buddhist monks' message was. And then Samantha comes on with her truly human book that is all about coming home together. And they're all there, coming to our home, to all of these states, just to share how important it is to come together and not be separate. And then Katrina, she concluded it again with being love, being loving. Loving kindness is what they expressed so much today. And I was so also moved by the number of people that showed up from all walks of life. It was truly an experience, a lifetime experience I will never forget.
Wow. Well, and your soul sister, Becky Suzik, was there.
Hi, Becky.
And so welcome to the Awakening World, Becky. And would love to hear about your experience today. And then please share with our audience what you've got lined up for tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, Karen, I wish I'd run into you. I know our hearts were connected around that
Yes.
beautiful space today. It's been an astonishing journey the past few weeks as my heart and my spirit has been captured by these beautiful humans. It started out that there were 20 of them that left on October 26th, leaving Fort Worth, Texas, and traveling. They're traveling a total of 2,300 miles from Texas to Washington, D.C. So they are just a couple states away now. And I was so just thrilled with my home state here of North Carolina upon Catawba, Tuscarora, and New Sioux land here, that our governor came out and was the first governor to actually be in attendance as they issued the proclamation for our day here today, day 91, I think we are, as the Walk for Peace Day here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I actually reside north of Raleigh, and I had the blessing, the privilege to see them in Pittsburgh earlier this week as well, where I did a live stream of the whole program on my Facebook page. So if you want to reach out and watch on Facebook what was an experience in North Carolina, there are so many beautiful streams though everywhere where you can pick this up, specifically their Facebook pages, and make sure that it's the official ones, because there's lots of other ones that are coming out that have got, I hope some of them have good intentions, but then there are some. We want to make sure that you got the right ones. So the official piece, Walk for Peace, and the Aloka, the Peace Dog, now has a Facebook page with nearly 1 million followers with Aloka. And Aloka means light. And some of you may remember we named our cat Luca a couple months ago, and her name means light too. But Aloka just had surgery. And if I can share my screen today, sorry, go ahead, Scott.
Yes, you can share screen.
Great. So when they came out in Raleigh today, this was the scene here. There was Aloka, and he's actually walking, and has only been reunited with them recently. I put together a little reel for tomorrow of some reunion videos and things for the Story for All Ages at my little church here in Raleigh. And I'll be doing like a little feature piece about Aloka and telling the history of this incredible Theravada Buddhism, the history of these monks who have walked in other countries. That's how they came in to connect with Aloka and meet Aloka, who met them in India. And you all are invited to my Zoom room at my church tomorrow. And I'll put the link in the chat where you can join my Patreon for free. From my heart, I invite you to get that love post into your inbox and join me tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific AM for an hour. We've got a backup plan if we lose power tonight. Robert's got it all rigged for me to be able to get the Zoom room going. But it has been such a joy and such a blessing to experience these incredible monks that walk rain or shine. They're walking tomorrow, likely in the ice storm that's coming here right now. And they're doing their best to walk during the daylight when it's a few degrees warmer than at night. And they have about a little bit less than a month to go to get to DC, averaging about 20 miles a day. So the beauty is you don't have to see them in molecule, as I say, to benefit, because these beautiful teachings are available everywhere online on Facebook, and you can join them for their Dharma talks every day, which is what I've been doing, just infusing my awareness with their beautiful message, and the call to action, which is to begin every day before we grab our cell phones by writing this message. Today is going to be my peaceful day. instead of grabbing what Venerable calls our lover, which is our cell phone, instead of grabbing our lover first thing in the morning, we grab a pen and paper and we write this message. Today is going to be our peaceful day. So grateful to be able to share their incredible story that's still unfolding with you, Karen, and and with everybody here. It's such a joy.
And say one more time, what time is your event tomorrow?
7:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, which is where I am on the East Coast. And you're invited to, it's my Peace Fellowship. It's a UU fellowship that I'm blessed to sermonize at once a month. And we're all going to be in Zoom tomorrow because of this weather that we're hitting here. So I'll pop it into the chat where you can join and see the post on my Patreon. And if you find me on Facebook, Becky Suzik, you can see I'm just flooding my feed. And we all can do that. So right now, the algorithms of just blowing up for us with the Peace Walk, I imagine. Some of our friends haven't got it yet, though. So keep sharing Peace Walk things and let's really sway the algorithms towards sharing peace. And so much gratitude to all of these amazing police who are helping. And my former husband is 911. He was telling me where they're going to be and what they're doing to keep all of these amazing monks safe on their walk.
Wow.
So it's really astonishing.
Becky and Karen, thank you so much. It's so cool that you guys were there. And thank you for this really wonderful report. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, tomorrow is truly going to be a sacred Sunday. So 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern. Tune into Becky's program. What a wonderful way to start the morning. And then there's a dynamic full program taking place for all of us who are interested in what's going on with UFOs, UAPs. Well, there's only one man that can tell us all about it so perfectly. And of course, it's our wonderful Alan Steinfeld from Making Contact, the author of the book, the man who does New Realities TV, the man who's got his finger on the pulse of all things UFO, UAP, and disclosure. Welcome, Alan.
Thanks, Scott. You know, this is similar. I always loved watching the monks. I've heard a lot about them. And it's a people's movement. These are people walking, the simplest act you can do, and they're making a huge difference in this country, around the planet. And it's the same thing that we have to do if we want the truth from the government. But it's really not up to the government. It's a people's movement again. And I'm part of this thing called UAP-CON, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Conference. There it is. And we have a lot of great speakers there, like Whitley Strieber. I'm going to show the video after you show this. Thank you for showing this. And this is a dialogue about how culture needs to change in order to accept the bigger reality. It's not information. It's not photographs. It's how do we integrate a phenomena into our perceptual reality. Right now, it's still science fiction. I was like, even for me, it's like, oh, I've seen stuff and it's out there, but how do we make it real for us on a personal level, not just something we hear about and want to be a part of, but it's something that we are through our own evolution, if that makes sense. As we expand our consciousness, we accept these bigger realities. And if we're just seeing the world through a very small box, there's no room for anything else. That's why what the monks are doing is so important. They are expanding compassion and love. And this is just the next level. This is what John Martin's doing. Maybe not the next level, a different level of awareness. So I'm going to show you just a little promo for this. Everyone can sign up. It is free. It doesn't cost anybody anything. We just want people there to see what this new reality is about. Is that you seeing that on your screen, Scott?
Yes, it says that you're about to double click into full screen mode.
Is it double click here, full screen mode? I've had this problem before.
It says that you started screen sharing.
I think I have to show it from my advanced, does that make sense? Advanced files?
Yeah, that you could try it that way.
I'll try it that way. And anyway, let's do another show about this, okay, Scott?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, everybody, go to UAPCon. That's UAPCON.com. I put that into the chat box for those of us watching on Zoom. And
Now, do you see that there?
I do. You got it.
Okay, great. Okay, this is it. Hopefully the sound is up. All right, this is just a little promo for tomorrow, but yeah, everyone can sign up. We'd like a lot of people there just to kind of be part of the conversation. That's all we're asking, to expand the UAP conversation to every single person on the planet. And so we have some great speakers. Here they are. It's a little dramatic. Can you stop sharing this?
Yeah, so what we can do is I can switch this back over to the meeting.
Okay, great. There, right.
And yeah, that is definitely very dramatic music. But
Dramatic
it's
music, and this is really to support something we're calling UApedia, which is a go-to site to really get the truth about what's happening. So these UApedia.com.ai is a collection of information that doesn't have a lot of, hypothesis and, it means this and this. These are just facts about what's happening in the phenomena, and we're open to new articles and people's commentary on that.
yeah,
website.
the UApedia is amazing. Our friends have put it together, Eduardo and Tim, and they've really pulled some of the most important research that's really legit about this amazing phenomena. So for those of you that are really interested in it, definitely go become a member of UApedia. And what a great day we're going to have tomorrow morning, starting at 7:30 in the morning with Becky, and then coming over at 10 a.m. Pacific time to this.
I just want to say one more thing. There's been so much amazing news coming from James Fox. James Fox, the filmmaker. He just did a new movie about the crash that was in Brazil and got these doctors up in Washington, D.C., who actually examined these alien beings. This one guy was on the witness stand at the National Press Club as a witness, and he was actually crying about the love and compassion he felt from these beings that was captured. It's worth seeing the James Fox National Press Conference from yesterday. Was it yesterday? Sometime this week, the 23rd, I think it was. But from Brazil, live testimony of actual witnesses in contact with these beings. And of course, the US government came in and took them away. Who knows what happened to these beings, but they're here, they're real, and we have to integrate a bigger awareness into our everyday reality. And I think that's going to change us and the planet and make us more loving, compassionate, and more caring about each other, because life is an emergent property of creation. We're not a freak of nature. We don't live in a dead universe, is what science is telling us. Nothing wrong with science, except they don't understand that the gift of life, that this is a conscious evolution universe we are in, and we're about to meet the others, and that's really exciting. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Alan. And yes, let's schedule something for late February, early March.
Okay, great. Thanks. See you.
Oh, and actually, Alan will be on in 2 weeks, Alan, because
Yes,
2 weeks from
absolutely.
now is our next one with Neil Gar, and you're going to be on.
And you're going to be at the New Living Expo, right?
I'll be at New Living Expo. But I'll see you before then at Conscious Life Expo.
Not just Live Expo. Okay, let's promote that too, because that should be a really great show.
We're doing a show on February 4th. The Awakening World is dedicated to promoting the Conscious Life Expo.
Who's going to be there on that show?
Deborah Giusti, who you're going to see in a few minutes, and Billy Carson's going to be on that show.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we've got some great people lined up. I'll do a little promo for it in a moment.
Well, thanks for this. Nice to see Samantha again and everybody else. So I'll talk to you soon, Scott.
Thanks, Alan. See you tomorrow. All right. Well, in a moment, we're going to hear from Deborah Giusti. We're going to hear from Isabelita presenting, but our beloved Omashar, in honor of the Buddhist monks and what we just saw, and just this incredible thing that they're doing and how it's inspiring our whole audience, he's put together a very special something for our mid-show song. And his dance partner, Desiree, is going to be part of it. And I don't know what it is, but I'm excited to see what you worked out.
We've had it on the show before, but it just came up today as a real honoring for the monks. And so whilst this is happening, I'm going to put the lyrics in the chat box. Some of us know it. Just bring yourself to the vision of the monks and what they're here for, and the peace that emanates from them, emanating across the states and across the whole world. Just feel the peace and be a part of that movement. And I shall start the video, and let's do it.
Ponamada, Ponamida, Pona, Ponamurachade, Pornasya, Ponamataya, Ponameva, Vashishade, Pornamada, Ponamida, Pona, Ponamurachare, Ponasya, Ponamadaya, Pornameva, Vashishade, Ponamada, Ponamida, Pona, Ponamurachare, Ponasya, Ponamataya, Ponameva, Vashishade, Ponamada, Ponamida, Pona, Ponamurachare, Ponasya, Ponamataya, Ponameva, Vashishade. Purnamada, Purnamada. Purnamurachare Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyade Purnamada Purnamida 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 Purnamurachare Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyade
Thank you, Omashar, Desiree, Karen, Becky, and thank you, beautiful Buddhist monks. We are really all coming together to create peace, each and every one of us in our own unique ways. Thank you. I'm going to go to gallery view and let's just send some love to Omashar and Desiree and Karen and Becky. What a beautiful.
And the monks.
And the monks. And the monks. There's Becky. Thank you so much.
They have stirred a peace pot, those gentlemen.
They sure have. Yeah. And how wonderful that our beloved Becky and Karen were both there to be able to experience it and to share some of that with us tonight. That's really, really special. Thank you. All right. Well, we're only halfway through the show. We've got so much left. And I'm really delighted that I get to bring back the co-founder of the Global Peace Tribe, our beloved Deborah Giusti. Now, almost all of you know Deborah, but for those of you watching on our broadcast partners who maybe don't know Deborah Giusti, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, she created the Harmony Festival. And the Harmony Festival for 33 years was our favorite festival of the year. It was always second weekend of June. And we knew summer had arrived when we all gathered in Santa Rosa for the Harmony Festival. It was an amazing, amazing event for over 3 decades. And then she's always creating community, always doing amazing things. And then when the pandemic hit, Deborah and I came together to create the Global Peace Tribe. And here we are, over 600 shows since we started it. And even though Deborah is no longer hosting every week, she is still a busy little beaver, building and creating new things. And I'm really excited because she's here tonight to share her latest creation, which is going to serve all of us. So welcome back, Deborah. And I can't wait for you to share with the audience what you've created.
Thank you, Scott. And it's so good to be back on the Awakening World. And Scott, I'm so happy you've continued this show beyond Saturday Night Alive. And I'm really thrilled to share with you all my latest passion. And I'm going to offer you a huge gift to you all. And what I'm talking about, Scott sort of hinted to it. I'm very passionate about transformational events, and I have been my whole life. To me, the transformational events are the perfect cauldron of personal and collective transformation and evolution. It's where people can come together, learn from their top leading event presenters and luminaries, find their next level of healing, hear some of the most awesome music and bands, and be in a high vibration together, having lots of fun, and mostly where you can find and connect with your soul tribe. So I'm going to share with you the magic of transformational events that's available to you right now. And there's actually over 150 events that are available now. And that wasn't always true because during COVID, it was really hard for the events because everything shut down. And a lot of the transformational events, and I'm talking about festivals, conferences, retreats, gatherings, ended because they couldn't sustain and they couldn't continue. But now a lot of them are coming back. And I'm really here to support them to come alive and thrive because they're so important to our awakening culture. So I'm going to share with you how you can find out about them, locate the perfect event for you, and share how you can also get discounted tickets. But first of all, I want to share with you honestly that my love affair of transformational events began with Woodstock. So when I was a teenager, and it definitely had an impact on me as well as millions of other people, I felt this revolution of consciousness that connected with my soul and my mission. And I remember thinking, my people, but I was a teenager, although it was right near San Francisco, and the hippies moved up to Sebastopol and created communes. So I, after school, got to go hang out with the naked hippies on the communes. So that was one of my first initiations to that whole culture. And I also got to go to the rock concerts in San Francisco. But it was right after college at 22 years old that I founded what I called the Health and Harmony Festival, which was inspired by Woodstock. But we went way beyond Woodstock because we had exhibits, we had themes, we had all kinds of attractions. And it was called the Health and Harmony because at that time in 1978, holistic health was just kind of a new thought in our culture. But a lot of the people, the awakening people, are going, yeah, we can take responsibility for our health. So it was called the Health and Harmony Festival. And I grew the Health and Harmony Festival, honoring all the evolution of consciousness that happened. Like when Earth Day happened, then we started having an eco village at the Harmony Festival. So year by year, for 20 years, I grew the Health and Harmony Festival. Then at the 25th annual, we had 20,000 people. It grew from 500 to 20,000 people. I was kind of done doing it with just me and a small group of people. And I reached out to community and I said, come help co-create with me. And we had a whole other level of people that helped me do this. We started to call it the Harmony Festival, and we grew it till 2011. To 30,000 people that came, and it just It was epic, nationally recognized, and so much love, so much power, so much healing. And I'm going to take you back to those times and share a Harmony Festival. Let me get my screen sharing there. So this is a flyer of the last festival, 2011. You can see we had 5 stages, 3 days, 2 nights. We had Primus, the Flaming Lips, Michael Fronte and Spearhead. We also had Krishna Das there. We had speakers like Michael Farrell, Mariel Hemingway. We always had some celebrities there. Caroline Casey. We had Stephen Greer there. I remember having Stephen Greer. He was wild. And this was 2011 when he wasn't as well known, but he really had a lot to say. Here we are. You could see we had a Eco Village, 300 vendors, global marketplace, the Goddess Grove, the Yoga Sanctuary, the kids. It was all ages. All ages came, and it was really safe to have your kids run around. We always had a wellness pavilion, the Healing Sanctuary, all weekend camping. Truly amazing. This is a picture on the main stage with Edward Sharpe performing. So truly, we had 30,000 people on the last Harmony Festival, and it was on 12 acres in Santa Rosa, California at Sonoma County Fairgrounds. So it's another shot. We had all kinds of domes and teepees and all kinds of attractions throughout the whole festival. We had 300 exhibits. It was the best shopping for women that you could ever think about. You had so much amazing clothes. My friends would say they'd wait all year and do all their shopping at the Harmony Festival for creative clothing. And we had a lot of crafts and a lot of other things. This was a workshop party of the Healing Sanctuary that happened. Here was the Eco Dome, just an example. We had all kinds of domes there. We were kind of always the first to showcase something there at the festival. There's yoga. We definitely had a whole yoga contingent there where people would come and do yoga. We were one of the first to have the angel wings, that would come out. We had a lot of creative booths, a lot of really interesting stuff there. And here was our health expo where there was all kinds of exhibits and healers and products and services. Goddess Grove was one of the most really desired attraction, and our women's community came together and had all kinds of crafts and products and entertainment. I myself put together the Goddess Dancers, and every year I would, at the end, on Sunday afternoon, I'd take off my walkie-talkie and I'd do the Goddess Dancers performance with about 15 other women. Here's sitting at Goddess Grove watching the Goddess stage. There's Samantha. Samantha was a part of Harmony Festival. She was also part of our Goddess Dancers as well. This is a beautiful picture of her. And she referenced that when she talked to us. So I wanted to share that with you. And Burning Man came along the way, but we had all the crazy people at Harmony Festival. This was the Plastic Man. So there was a lot of creative characters that came to the Harmony Festival from all over, from 3 states over. And we had art cars, before Burning Man. Here was one of our art cars. Of course, the kids just loved it. They could go and they could be safe, and there was all kinds of wonderful things for them. There's me on stage with Erykah Badu. That was one of the reasons why I did the Harmony Festival, I used to say, and so I could go up on stage and dance with the performers because no one could kick me off the stage. So that's me and other people. We would do fun things by letting people on stage with some of the performers. It was really great. And we always did a really powerful closing circle. So here's me on stage with some of the other producers and Golden Light Eagle, a Native American. We always honored the Native people. We started the festival with ceremony and we ended the festival with ceremony. with the Native people. And just so you know, a lot of the seeds of Saturday Night at Camp came from producing the Harmony Festival, because I had so many contacts. So much had happened over 33 years of producing it. That was one of the ways that Scott and I were able to just launch such an epic show for 90 shows that we did during the COVID time. That was such a lifeline to so many people. What I'm going to share with you now, it's took me about 3 years to get it to this place, is the Transformational Events Guide. So this is a guide that has 150 events of the transformational events that are available now. And these are the festivals, these are the conferences, these are the gatherings, and some retreats, mostly in Northern America, but a lot in the West Coast, because there's so many that happen in the West Coast. And along with that, I have the Top 10 Transformational Events magazine. It's a digital magazine that actually has the top 10 events of the first half of the year. So you can download this for free, and it's a beautifully done magazine showcasing the top 10 events, which are conferences, UFO conferences, Indigenous people's conferences, and all that. And this all comes from my business Wishing Well portal, which is what we share with email marketing. I have 150,000 people on my email list, and we share the top of everything going on with transformational events and online events. I'm also an author of Activate Your Soul Tribe book, which is my experience on how we incarnate with certain soul tribes. We find them in this lifetime. We have soul family that we have spiritual contracts with, and how that all works. And you can download that for free at Activate Your Soul Tribe. So I'm going to share with you now the guide. So this is the guide. It's a platform. Find your next high vibe event. And we've got discounted tickets where you can click there for discounted tickets and for upcoming events. So it's the Transformational Events Guide. And this is curated personally by me. So, I mean, this is my passion. You're going to find the best events here. And every month I'm choosing the best event that's happening during this time. And of course, it's Conscious Life Expo, which is the best conference expo that you could be at. Like Scott says, he's going to do a show on it. You don't want to miss it. It's got the top speakers, panels, workshops, exhibits, right near LAX Hilton, so you can fly in easily for it. And then here's my top 10 transformational events, where you can download that immediately as a digital magazine. And here I am with my Queen Sheba Kitty, showing why I'm so passionate about festivals and how they're so important for awakening right now. And the guide is set up so you can just find your match. You can click on these buttons. You can find all the festivals. This button will get you all the conferences, all the retreats, all the expos, all the gatherings, all the immersions, yoga immersions. And we also have premium picks here. I'm going to go up to the top. So coming events, you just click here. Here's all the ones that are upcoming right now in different areas. But you can go up to this upper corner and do your search. Any keyword you want, like if you want festivals, you just put that in there. If you want to know what's near your city, you put your city there. It'll bring up all the festivals that are near you. If you want a date range, like I'm off the month of June, what are all the festivals happening in June? It'll pick it up. You can do categories right here. It's categories, and you just press search. It will take you to where you want to do. Also, there's all these different places here where you can get the top 10 magazine, about everything, but discounted tickets. So I've arranged with a lot of the festivals to get discounted tickets, because I know you all love discounted tickets. So here's a conference happening shortly that has Greg Braden, Gabor Mate in San Diego, 25% off. Here's some for Conscious Life Expo, 25% off. Regen World, which is an amazing conference in Austin, Texas. And you can find all these now. They're limited. So if you want discounted tickets, you should definitely check it out right away because we only get so many that we can give to people. And then please subscribe. That will send you when we release tickets that you can get into it. And if you ever have any information, you can always just contact us and all that. So, and here I am back again. Thank you so much.
Couple questions that have come in. So for those, of course, I've put the links into the chat box for our Zoom room people. But for those who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, go to wishingwellportal.com. Wishingwellportal.com.
Actually, it's transformationalevents.com. Gets you right to the directory.
Oh, okay.
Transformationalevents.com.
Okay. Cool. When I clicked that, it took me to this. So
yes.
Yeah.
Transformationaleventsguide.com will take you directly to it. And that's kind of the link on Wishing Well Portal as well.
Okay, great. So in either way, you can get there, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you put in your email address, because these are amazing assets you've created for all of us. And there's also a question that came in from Carol Craig wanting to know about your health, because we have, of course, been supporting you on your breast cancer. Save Deborah's breasts.
Boobs.
Boobs. Save Deborah's boobs.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. I've learned a lot. The first 5 months, I got another MRI, and I'm doing everything because that's just how I do life. So not only did I kind of research through the traditional means, I did all the holistic means, which are a lot of supplements, really doing a toxicology report and seeing the toxins in my body. So knowing what's causing the cancer, which I found out was high mold in my body. And as well as all the supplements and the protocol like fasting and all kinds of other things you can do to heal cancer. I worked a lot on emotional and spiritual things. And I'm actually going to start putting this all together in the Healing Cancer and Prevention Guide, which is my next thing that I want to create for everyone. So you'll be hearing about that. But the first MRI, I healed it almost 50%. So that is pretty amazing. Like not too many people do that. There are people with spontaneous healings, and you can do anything, but just focusing on healing and focusing on everything. And I want to tell you, when I checked with my spiritual guide and checked on all the things I was doing, and she would test what percentage helped heal the cancer, the top thing was love from the community. That blew me away. She said 100% was love for the community. And that's because I was vulnerable. I went out to community and I said, hey, this is going on with me. And people actually would tell me that they were praying for me. So I want to tell you that works. Now, the next 5 months, I only healed about 5 or 10%. But I have to say that I got really busy producing the Sebastopol Bloom Fest. My spiritual partner died. A lot of stress. I didn't focus on my healing as much, so I did not heal. But I do have a goal of healing completely because I want to do that, and I want to be an example for people who don't want to chop things off and they just want to heal to the core so it never comes back again. So that's what I'm committed to do. And then the next few months, I'm going to start working on the Healing Cancer and Prevention Guide, so everyone will understand why we have this epidemic with cancer now, which I'm beginning to understand. So thank you, Scott.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deborah, for the wonderful work you're doing. A couple of quick comments and then we will move on. Iota writes, Deborah, you are awesome. I do want to learn more about what you're doing, and I'm going to get your book as soon as it's completed. And again, transformationaleventsguide.com is a place to go for those of you watching on Facebook. Carol Craig says, you look fabulous. And so I agree. You do look fabulous, Deborah.
I want to say that when you have a challenge like this, it's the universe saying, okay, we're going to up level you now. And I would not look so good if I'm not on such a strict diet. I do all this workout. I mean, I've really concentrated on my health, and it's really up leveled everything, including my emotional and spiritual healing. So when you get those lemons, those curveballs, just tune in and see what is life asking you to do now. So I want to share that with you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Deborah. I'm putting into the chat box one more time the 3 links, and definitely go to all of them. Her activateyoursoultribe.com is a great, great little booklet. And definitely subscribe. And I will see you at some of the events that Deborah is promoting. And Deborah will be back with us on February 4th when we're dedicating the Awakening World to promoting the upcoming Conscious Life Expo. And then a couple of weeks later, we will all be at the Expo, bringing multiple shows of the Awakening World with people from the Expo Live. So, Deborah, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Good to see you again. It's great to get some of the memories of Harmony Festival.
I know, isn't that wild?
God, so many great memories, so many great memories. All right. Well, we have more. Isabelita, who you actually saw briefly with Katrina, is an incredible Qigong teacher. In fact, Isabelita led Qigong at several of the Love Coach Academy retreats that Katrina and I put together. She is just a wonderful, wonderful soul. And next to her is her beautiful partner, Tom. And I had the pleasure of performing their wedding ceremony in May, 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Oh, it'll be actually, yes, it'll be 7 years in.
It'll be 7
It'll be 7 years in May. That's right. Yeah. Thanks.
Isabelita is a certified instructor with extensive training and decades of experience across many spiritual and healing practices, including Qigong and somatic restorative yoga. She's a certified mindfulness meditation and awakening joy teacher, an indigenous healer rooted in ancestral wisdom and embodied care. I've known her for many years, going all the way back to when we first met at Harbin Hot Springs, I think at least 12, maybe 15 years ago. And it's wonderful to have her on the show tonight with her beloved Tom. And they're going to provide some Qigong for us to kind of, even just sitting on our chair. And we're going to even get to hear Tom play violin. So welcome to the Awakening World.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Yes, I've taught a couple of workshops and retreats with you in your compassionate communication, maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago. So we got a long way back. And also at Harbin when your beloved Suchi was still here with us. So lots of memories.
Yeah, lots of memories.
Yeah. You know, when I was contemplating today what I'm going to say about Qigong, as you know, Qigong is an ancient traditional healing movement. It's like based on acupuncture points on the body. But what came up for me is what are you going to say? Yes, maybe a lot of people already know about acupuncture, the meridians, the organs, and all of that, the science behind Qigong. But what came up for me is it says that to change the culture around healing. And what if my student or any one of us crave connection, love, enoughness, presence, community, belonging, aliveness, joy, and harmony, which is already here and the now. You know, so for me, like I said, I created this book for my instructional for my student how to self-care and self-heal themselves. But because I healed myself through a lot of these things that I've done, so I just shared it with them, and this is the book. And I have another book for the movements. So what is self-care Qigong? You know, for me, when I think about that, it's easy to care for others, but it's not easy to care for ourselves. We put others first, which is our culture, and then we, left depleted. And I think that's where the imbalances go, especially me. I was a workaholic for many years. I have businesses, and the reason I got involved with Qigong was I hurt myself. I thought half of my body become numb, and I thought I was having a stroke. And I had checked, and the doctor said, "You're not having a stroke, but you have carpal tunnel, and you need surgery on both of your hands for you to function again." And I didn't want to go have a surgery and do that the invasive way. So I searched a lot of other healing modalities, a lot of sessions on massages and all kinds. And then a friend of mine says, "Why don't you try Qigong? You never know." So I did. And little by little, it didn't happen right away. After 6 weeks, all of the sensation in my fingers came back, and I was able to function without surgery. So that's when I got involved with Qigong and many other illnesses in my body. I have a big lump on my breast, but thank God it's benign, but it was a warning because it was big. But through Qigong, I did a lot of the tapping and massaging. I was able to shrink it. When I had a test, they said, it's no longer there. It's just a piece of like a seed of a piece. So anyway, so many different benefits of Qigong in my life. Not only I become more happier, I become more alive, I feel my life is more harmonious, and those are the benefits of Qigong. So in a minute, we will show you a little bit of, while sitting down, this book on massaging and tapping that I created. And also, I train people to be a Qigong teacher on this. It's a somatic because you touch your body and it helps the heart and the brain to come together from massaging and tapping these meridians and organs. And they have their own neuroplasticity that goes to the brain. And those meridians and organs, when you tap them, they become new, and they release the old patterning that is there. So when we massage those, they have memory, and they send this signal to the brain, and they become healthy and revitalized and rejuvenated. So it's just a very simple thing, really. And what I'm saying, it's in our body. Like one of the speaker was saying, who was the author, Scott, like coming home to the body. That's where the healing is.
Yes.
Yeah, to be present. Because healing can happen if you're not there to receive it. It's not going to happen. So with ourselves, with our culture today, it's hard. We're overwhelmed, and it's hard to be present in the body because the mind wants to go to the past or the future. It's not want to stay here and now. It takes time, and that's where the healing comes from. Like, who's John O'Neill, the author? He's a mystic. He's a Irish mystic in the Ireland. He says that the trouble is we leave our body homeless. the mind goes away and the body is homeless. So a lot of different invaders can invade the body if we're not there. So this is bringing this massaging and tapping. It makes us present, to be in the body. Like when you see a friend, you're so happy. When you see a friend, oh, hi, they thrive. It's the same thing with our heart, with our liver, with our lungs. When we say good morning to our kidneys, they thrive also. They become alive. So that's what I mean by being in the body. This self-massaging and tapping helps us alive, and it helps to release stuck chi in the body. What is stuck chi? It's stress, it's aches and pain, it could be illness if it's not taken care of. So those are the benefits. But I will stop here because we want to experience some of the tapping and massaging that I wrote in the book. Shall we? Shall we
Yes,
start?
absolutely.
Okay.
We're ready for that.
All right. And you could do this sitting down, and it's easy. So let's just rub our hands first. And then clap. My master said, if the energy in the room doesn't feel good, clap your hands. See if you could be angry clapping your hands. And anybody could be angry clapping their hands? No. And then shake it out. And then let's stand up a little bit, just for a little bit. I want you to just shake. It's a lymphatic massage. So you'll just shake the body and just release any toxins, any stuck chi. And this lymphatic shaking, you know, when I was in China, we visited the Shaolin Temple. They do shaking for an hour. But when here, we only do a little bit, but it's helpful. And shake those fingers and come back to the face, to where also the head, where the brain is, the heart, the lungs, and our digestive system, which is here, and our reproductive system is around here. It's called the lower dantian. Okay, and let's do it for a couple more times. Shaking. We're sitting for a long time. It needs to shake. And breathing in and breathing out at the same time. And the shaking, the benefit is there's that cebuic fluid that goes through the spine to the brain. It feeds the brain as well. Breathe in and breathe out. And then when we stop, we're just going to do a little bit of sound from your gut. Just release anything, okay? Ready? Breathe in, open, and then breathe out and offer it to the earth. Let's do just 3 times. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay. And then just massage the lower dantian. I call it dantian. These are areas where we metabolize the food. This is also where we make babies. It's here, the uterus, the prostate, the ovaries are here. So a lot of the major organs are in your lower dantian. So this is what I'm talking is about being in the body. So we massage the back of the waist, which is the kidneys. It's our ancestral chi. Yeah, this is where we came from. It's old. So we're just bringing all of that right here, right now, the knowledge, the wisdom of our ancestors. Yeah? Okay. And let's do the heart and the lungs. This is also very good. It tones down the vagus nerve and also calms the brain, the frontal lobe, where the wisdom is. And okay, the heart, the lungs, so our heart gets open, the lungs too. So there's between your palms and your heart, your chest, it's an energy. It changes like, what do you call, it has that effect when you massage your heart. What are those good hormones that you feel?
Oxytocin.
Oxytocin, like when you hug somebody, right? So let's just tap the shoulders. We can sit down now. Release any tension that you carry on your shoulders. There's also an acupuncture points here. The gallbladder is here. So it's really interesting that the acupuncture points, the meridian of the liver is away from where it is. It's like a electrical circuit in the body. Once you press those points, it turns like a switch. It turns the light and tap. We hold a lot on our shoulders. We hold the world, right? And then let's tap the arms. Just release any tension in the arms. Can you make me like highlight me?
That's Scott.
And then the inside. So now it's winter, it's cold. It's good to tap and then massage gently. So it wakes up the cells, wakes up your circulation. Yeah? You can do it 3 times. I'm feeling warm now because all these things we're doing. I'm generating energy. And then release. So for those who are healers, body workers, you know, hold clients. This is a good way to release tension or energy from one client to the others. Massage those hands. And let's do a little bit of massaging the heart or tapping. The heart meridian is in the middle of the armpits. And then here, let's have a healthy, this is for Deborah. Let's have healthy breast. I've worked with a lot of women that have breast issue. Okay? And then let's just have a real hip rotation. Because this is the first and second chakra. A lot of chi gets stuck here. And reverse. And then let's tap. The hip, it's called the gallbladder meridian. And then let's tap the legs all the way down. This is in my book. All of these points you will learn. And then massage the inside, the yin meridian, all the way to the perineum. Okay? Right. And I'm going to stop. Well, let's just stop the brain. The top of the head, 2 inches below the crown for more brain cells. I need more brain cells. And I hope you also do. And back of the ears, more brain cells. And the pineal gland, to remember, to release limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves, the stories. Okay, and then just stop. And then just give it a good flow release. And then inhale and exhale. And just bring your hand to your heart and just take a moment and check with yourself. How are you feeling? Perhaps energy is moving. You did a little cardio. If the heart is also flowing well, the heart, the energy. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the feet beneath you, supporting you. And you can envision a golden thread on top of your head, pulling you all the way up to the heavenly sky. So you may relax your shoulders away from your ears. And now we're going to do a little movement, a nice surprise for all of you. We will do some Qigong movements now. Now that we clear all the stuck Qi, all the unwanted energy in our body, now we can put good energy back to those acupuncture points and meridians and blood and bones. You know, it's like a Zen koan. When the cup is full, we cannot put any more. So what we did, we empty our cup so we could fill it up with good, rejuvenating energy, healing energy back to the body, to harmonize, to balance, to rejuvenate. Okay. And my husband, Tom, we're very grateful to have. We're going to flow with the violin. So just really feel when I move my hand, your body follows with the breath like this, in and out. That's all, okay? And just focus on your heart and your palms and just say an intention, what you would like to experience for this new healing energy to come through, this beneficial Qi to come through all the meridians and organs in your body. Ready? Ready, Tom? It's just a flowing, easy movement. Ready? Let's take a couple of breaths and feel the balance in your body, in your feet, and begin breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. It's called lifting. Now we switch to expansion. Breathing in, breathing out. And switch. It's called heavenly shower. And switch. It's called inner gate. Breathing in, breathing out. And switch. It's called the circular Qi. One hand expanding, collecting Qi from the universe and dropping it to the other hand, while the other hand collecting the Qi from nature. And now we switch. It's called rejuvenate. So bring a very positive expression in your face, like rejuvenate. Allow the organs and meridians to experience rejuvenation. And switch. Giving and receiving Qi. from the nature, from the earth to the heavens. Now will be our last move. It's called Dancing with the Moon. From the earth down, from the lake down to the earth, up to the moon. This is the last move, receiving and giving. The reciprocity. We close. So we finish, but before we end, I would like to share the benefit of our well-being practice. And I want to honor the ancestor of the land where we're standing, the Wailua, and also honor the master and teacher that paved the way so we could practice. And to each and every one of you who practice with us, and to my partner. And I want to offer also the benefit of this practice to all beings with no exception, and to all the worlds that are having a hard time and having war. They may also receive well-being and peace. So repeat after me. May the gratitude that I feel in my heart blossom into an expression of love. May this love and gratitude awaken me into my own divine healing self. So now this hand and your palm, bring it forward and open it, and let this wonderful healing energy trickle to the rest of the world and to our community.
I'm going to go to gallery view, and let's all send lots of love. I'm going to learn in a moment about her offerings. I'm going to take you to her website. It's and twinkles, the beautiful violin music, the beautiful qigong exercises, the education, the wisdom. Look at all those hearts coming up. People really, really grateful for what you both provided to us. And I'm going to take people to her website, and there's a lot there. It's Self-Care Qigong, Qigong spelled QIGONG.com. Selfcareqigong.com. And they have an amazing retreat coming up. So if any of you are really wanting to go deeper with Isabelita in a beautiful place, they are going to be doing a retreat in Bali, March 8th to the 16th, March 8th to the 16th. And that would be a wonderful, amazing opportunity. Just click find out more. That'll take you all about it. You can also book appointments. She does the work, of course, by Zoom, or for those of you in the Bay Area. Well, actually, no, you're
in Hawaii.
Hawaii, that's right. You're in Kauai.
Come see us in Hawaii. Yeah, and
go ahead, Isabelita.
Yeah, we also do it on Zoom, and we also have teachers training. If you want to learn how to teach Qigong, we also have that. And classes here.
And her books are also available through the same website. There's an online store there that has the books available.
Okay, so going back to the website, there it is.
Share this.
Click on your store.
I'll go ahead and show it. I've got it.
He's got it.
Yeah. So if you go there and you click Visit Online Store, and that takes you to the two books that we just looked at, Self-Care Qigong Workbook and Self-Care Qigong Massaging and Tapping. And that's where you can also learn a little bit more about Isabelita. And people's comments are coming in. Grace Denise writes, that was wonderful. Thank you. Beatrice writes, what a beautiful couple you two are. Love the violin. Mushar writes, that was truly sublime, dear Tom and Isabelita. Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Scott.
Thank
Thank you for
Love
your
you.
generosity.
May I say something? That was so beautiful. And I just heard the chickens in the background, and I thought, I wonder if they live on Kauai. And because I spent many years living there.
Yeah.
And so far out. Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad you heard them.
Are you in Wailua or?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Wailua Homestead.
That's exactly where we are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you for everyone who participated. I saw my students are here. Christina from Vancouver, Canada, and others that I'm not seeing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you, Christina, for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Tom, Isabelita, we love you so much. Thank you for this.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And yet there's still more. So it's a good thing that we all kind of got refreshed through that amazing Qigong practice. This next presenter is one of my favorite people. It's Elizabeth April, and she has been on the show live many, many times. She wasn't able to join us live tonight, but I really enjoyed doing a pre-record with her. And she has a whole new book, which you're going to learn all about. Your Anxiety is Causing My Anxiety. I'm sure most of you know Elizabeth, but if you don't, she is in her early 30s. She's a remote viewer, and she has a fascinating series of videos. She does 2 or 3 videos a week, all about looking at what's really going on in the world, what's going on with Trump, what's going on with the galactic family. She's very connected to our brothers and sisters in the sky. She's really quite a gem. But in the past, she's always been on the show kind of from that point of view. When I saw that she had a new book out, I wanted to highlight her on our show. So with no further ado, here is the pre-record I did a couple weeks ago with Elizabeth April. We've got one of our all-time favorite people here. Elizabeth April is back, and she has got a brand new book. We're going to talk all about it. Most of you know Elizabeth April, and I'm going to do the bigger introduction a little bit later on after we've recorded this. But Elizabeth, welcome back to the Global Peace Tribe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and I really want to appreciate you. You were one of the very first people that we had on the show way back when we were Saturday Night Live for the Global Peace Tribe, and you've been with us ever since. And it's amazing watching how you and your world has grown. It's really beautiful to see that. So thank you for reaching so many people through social media, through your website, through all the different things that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
And you have a brand new book. So we're going to include you in this evening, which is Authors That We Love. And you are definitely an author that we love. So it's all about, I'm going to briefly go to the website and then we'll come back to it. But here it is. The book is called Your Anxiety is Giving Me Anxiety. And you can get it at ElizabethApril.com. And we'll go back there after we talk to Elizabeth. But tell us all about the genesis of your new baby, this book.
Yeah, it really is a baby because, it took me pretty much 9 months to put together. And, it's just not a book I would have ever guessed. As a psychic, okay, I would have never predicted that this was going to be my next book. But yet again, I never predicted that the first one was going to come out either. And so anxiety and mental health isn't my typical topic, aliens and consciousness and quantum mechanics is. So this is a little off topic for me, but I've been an anxiety sufferer my entire life. And 2024 brought on so much anxiety for me that I had to finally put my foot down and say, what is it? Where is it coming from? And why do we have such a gap in the current mental health crisis where no one can really pinpoint it?
And I think it took me such a long time to be able to define it and understand it, and also have a lot of compassion around more of the Western world for not being able to fully pinpoint it and define it. And this is why it is such an ambiguous, it's such a confusing topic. But whether we're looking at it from a spiritual lens or more of a psychological lens, everyone is focused on the symptoms of anxiety, how to cure anxiety symptoms, how to breathe through a panic attack. And that is great. And yes, that is needed. We do need quick fixes. However, the anxiety keeps coming back. And for me, in my past life regression background, I know that in order to fully solve a trauma, we have to go back to the initial source of the trauma in order to heal it. And a lot of times we have to go back into past lifetimes to heal that trauma, to really understand the cause for sustainable solutions. And so this is what I understood with anxiety. We have to understand the cause of anxiety in order to sustainably heal it. It's not just about showing up and breathing through the symptoms in the moment. It's about deep diving into exactly what it is, why it happens, and where it comes from. So that's what the focus of my book is. And I really pair together the physical and the non-physical. I go back into sort of the evolution of human history and how anxiety was a survival mechanism just built into us. And then also how anxiety is an intuitive ping. It's a messenger. It's trying to tell us something. It's a non-physical energy system that our brain tries to logically deduce, And the problem is that when we can't pinpoint what the problem is, our brain tries to find the problem to solve. And that's when all of the symptoms arise. So if we can pinpoint that message before all of the systems start going haywire, then we're actually listening to the anxiety, we're receiving the message that it's bringing, and we're stopping it at its source, and we're utilizing it for what it's really here to do for us, which is to teach us and guide us.
Few questions.
Yeah.
Where does epigenetics come into play with your book? Because of course we now know that before we're born, we receive a genetic download from our ancestors who went through all sorts of stuff. How much do you think, in addition to past life, ancestral history and epigenetics plays into people with high anxiety?
Well, I think it's interesting because with ancestral trauma and past life trauma, you choose the body, you choose the lineage, you choose the genetics that you're born into for a myriad of reasons. And it's all the lessons that we're here to learn. So I always find that the ancestral trauma that you're born into, as well as the past life trauma that your soul is carrying with you, go hand in hand, right? So we really only need to pinpoint, are you looking at ancestral trauma? Are you looking at past life trauma? What else is really curious too is that your childhood trauma also mirrors the ancestral trauma, which mirrors the past life trauma. So I do touch upon past life trauma in the book as far as a source of sort of chronic anxiety of we could, but I also say that you don't need to pinpoint past life trauma or ancestral trauma in order to heal anxiety, because all of the old stuff that we can't see or pinpoint, it will all get repeated and mirrored in our lifetime. If it is that important, if we have to resolve it, it's going to come up again as a new trauma, quote unquote, in this lifetime. And so just pinpoint the things that really affected you emotionally in this lifetime. And that's essentially as far back as you really need to go in order to simultaneously heal the past lives and simultaneously heal the ancestral stuff. So it's really cool how it is all linked. When you pinpoint one, you really clear and heal them all. And that will really help with the current present moment anxiety. But that's only one cause of anxiety. There are many causes of anxiety.
I really appreciate that. That's a beautiful way of putting it, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, I have all this trauma and I don't even know what it is, right? So
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Here's another question for you. Frequently as a coach, I come across usually women who grew up in an unsafe household and became hypervigilant. and their current boyfriend or partner can't understand why they're so uptight all the time.
Right.
And trying to help someone who doesn't suffer from hypervigilance have compassion for that is a whole thing. What would you say about that?
Oh, great question. This is actually, I have multiple chapters in the book about this. Hypervigilance, right? It's coming from it's a trust issue. Trust issue can come from past traumas. It can come from current. So one of the more subtle experience of anxiety that not a lot of people touch on, right? We can say, yeah, past traumas accumulate and create sort of that chronic everyday, hyper awareness creates anxiety, it's the mistrust. But what's really fascinating that I was looking into when I was looking into this topic was that when we have an anxiety alarm bell going off, there's an alarm in our system saying, hey, something is different, something is wrong, something is not quite right. And what do? We distract, we disassociate, we bury it, we move on, we do anything but feel that feeling of being uncomfortable, okay? When we ignore the alarm bell, another alarm bell happens, another alarm bell rings, another alarm bell rings, and eventually we end up getting hurt. The alarm, the message that it was trying to tell us, right? That follows through. And then it's like, wow, I really could have shown up and listened to that. Now it's my bad for not listening, and I'm getting hurt because of it. And what that creates intrinsically, deep down, something that we don't usually see or pinpoint, is actually a mistrust within ourself. So there's a part of this radical responsibility of, yes, traumas happen to us. And yes, we can pinpoint mother-father issues. We can pinpoint a ton of things, especially from childhood. Yes. But the current trust issues that happen is because we ourselves are not showing up for those initial alarm bells. And then it's like, well, here I am not listening again. And my life is in chaos because I'm not listening. And there's a really deep-rooted part of us that's saying, I'm really hurt because you're not listening to me and you're not showing up for me. And so what that takes, it takes a lot of deprogramming and reprogramming. And this is what my book is. I mean, anxiety or not, this book is a reprogramming of our neural pathways. I talk about neuroplasticity a lot in the book because that's what it is. It's rewiring our systems, which takes time. This is not a quick fix book, but one of the things that we need to pinpoint is trust in ourselves and our own ability to show up, and our own ability to discern, and our own ability to listen to our intuition, right? So you as a partner, you're always going to feel like there's nothing you can do, because there's not. You can hold space, you can be protective, you can create a sense of safety, which is really beautiful. And that's what you would hope every partner would do, especially for someone who has mistrust issues and hypervigilance and trauma in the past. That's fantastic. That's as much as you can do. But ultimately, it is up to that person who is having the anxiety, lacking the trust, to take the responsibility to say, I am ready and willing to show up for myself and create that sense of safety in myself by being okay with being uncomfortable and listening to the anxiety. That's what the whole book is about. Just stop and listen. But how often are we taught to be uncomfortable in our society? It's the quick fix. It's the pill to pop. It's the sugar to eat. It's always about what's easy and convenient. Confronting anxiety is really uncomfortable, but that's what we have to do in order to end it for good.
So is it really identifying what the anxiety is, identifying somatically in the body where it lives, and then actually going in and fully experiencing it?
Bingo. Yeah. So for me, it's kind of a two-part process, like in the book. One is just knowledge, because I believe knowledge can set you free. So by me deep diving and explaining exactly what anxiety is as both a biological response, biological, cognitive, emotional, I mean, all of it, right? There's all these kind of response systems that create the symptoms that we all know too well. And then the energetic ping. So by explaining exactly what anxiety is, then by giving the knowledge and information as to where it comes from, allows people to feel empowered to know, I know what anxiety is. Let me try and pinpoint where it's coming from so that I'm aware of why I feel all of these symptoms. And then, like you mentioned, it's about dropping in and feeling it, listening to it, holding space for it, experiencing it, saying, there's an alarm bell going off. I'm going to take this moment, takes a moment, to turn the alarm bell off and to feel into why it's going off in the first place, to listen to that message. And then it doesn't keep ringing. And then the alarm bells don't keep accumulating, right? So I do have very practical steps in the book as to how to turn the alarm bells off, how to show up and listen to them. But it is about sort of that exposure therapy of dropping into that uncomfortable feeling and facing what we try and run away from head on.
How has your life changed? You mentioned you've always had anxiety. It really hit a peak in 2024.
Yep.
How's Elizabeth April's current reality?
Whew.
Current anxiety?
Well, I finally listened to it in 2025. Thank God for that. A couple things, right? So I finally listened to my own anxiety. And by dropping into the uncomfortable feeling and listening to the messages, there was a lot that I was distracting myself from that I needed to change. So my life has changed tenfold, and yet I've never been happier before, probably ever, you know, because I listened to the anxiety. So my chronic anxiety, my daily anxiety, my panic attacks, gone. Yes, awesome. Am I free of anxiety completely? Absolutely not, right? And so what's beautiful, and this is how I sort of reframe it in the book, is that anxiety is a messenger. It's never going to go away completely. Can we heal chronic anxiety? Can we heal a feeling of constant restlessness? Absolutely. And there are techniques in the book that can help with that, right? But we're never going to get rid of anxiety completely, because anxiety is an intuitive ping. It's a spidey sense. It's a superpower. It's an alarm bell. It's a messenger. It's a best friend knocking on your door. That's what anxiety is. So now when I do feel anxious, I am very easy and willing and capable and aware to drop into that moment of uncomfortability and say, hey, what's going on? And luckily, because I did the work in all of the past anxiety, which takes time, and I talk about that in the book, I can now show up for present moment anxiety. Is this my anxiety? Did I pick this up from the cashier at the grocery store? For example, right? I mean, the title of the book, Your Anxiety is Giving Me Anxiety. Half the time, it's not even your shit. It's someone else's. It's the world's. It's the news. It's politics. And we're picking up on that. So no, can you totally eradicate anxiety in your life? No. Should you? Absolutely not. We just need the awareness and the tools to show up for anxiety so it can show up for us. We're no longer working against it. We're working with it. And it no longer becomes a negative thing. It becomes a really positive thing in your life.
So it sounds like it's part of it is really learning how to differentiate between somebody else's stuff that I've picked up, and I don't need to pay attention to it. I just need to, oh, no, that's not me. Go away. Versus, oh, this is the alarm bell. This is the messenger. This is mine. And it's alerting me to something I need to tune into and give some attention to.
Yeah, exactly. And so part of the book too, kind of when it gets a little bit, we deep dive, but I go into vibrational navigation as well, how to consciously connect with aspects, people, situations, energies, emotions, material objects, how to consciously connect and how to consciously disconnect from aspects of your reality. So therefore discernment, right? It's not just passive discernment. It's quite active discernment of, I am not only aware of what I'm connected and disconnected to, I am creating those connections and disconnections. And man, that, my friend, is full mastery.
It's interesting you talk about discernment and mastery. And Yogananda said that the last lesson for old souls or master souls is discernment.
Wow.
And that was his lesson, was learning discernment. So this is another form of discernment that's valuable. Last question for you.
Yeah.
Since you remote view and you get a chance to see the future or possible future timelines, what do you see humanity's shift might be in terms of moving from reptile brain reactivity or survival into frontal lobe, temporal lobe thriving, which of course impacts our relationship to anxiety?
Yeah, okay, great question. So I've been really getting this message probably over the last 3 to 4 months. So kind of the last quarter or two of 2025, it's just come through so clearly. There are two camps of people right now in the world. There are many different camps of people right now, but let's call it like two different vibrations. One, obviously a much smaller camp right now, and then the other is like kind of the majority. For the smaller camp of people that, let's say, they're conscious individuals or just old souls or star seeds. I mean, these can be people who are even like embedded quite heavily into the matrix world, but they've got that spark in them.
Mm.
For those people, they're essentially one step ahead. So anywhere between 2020 and 2025, and probably a little bit into 2026, 2026 can be a transition year for those people as well. It's just complete collapse. Call it an ego death, dark night of the soul, okay? A deep purging. For that small group of conscious individuals, everything should have shifted since 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, foundationally, physically, humanly, trauma-wise, emotionally, soul-wise, activations, whatever you want to call it, but at every single level, cellular, biological, your cognitive, your reactions, your attachments, all of that, okay? So that should shift. That's usually very uncomfortable. It's not easy dying and then being reborn, right? So then for those individuals, we're going to see the rebirth happen. If it hasn't already happened, the rebirth, the activations, the psychic abilities, right? Coming online to the highest possible frequency and being able to anchor in the highest possible frequency, that's coming online 26, 27, 28. For the majority of humanity, 26, 27, 28 are going to be their collapse, their downfall, their dark night, their ego death, and they're going to have no idea what hit them, why it's happening, and then they're going to slowly kind of anchor in that more spiritual perspective, whether they want to be spiritual or not, that's okay. Something that I find fascinating, and this is something that came to me honestly just in the past month, but it's like one of those things that you hear and it just immediately resonates with your soul. And this is just a channeled message, but so in the past 5 years, but really, honestly, since 2012, okay, because I've been really monitoring timeline shifts, especially collective timeline shifts since 2012. And since 2012, things have been really up in the air, okay? Like 20 plus years ago, we could have been like, yeah, this is my intention that I'm setting for next year. And as long as you took 1 week in January to set your intention, your whole year would be focused on that thing. But recently, timelines are shifting so rapidly, everything's so up in the air, we're moving into this sort of quantum way of being away from the linear way of being, that it's like, we've got to set our intentions and focus on what we want almost 5 times a day to anchor it in because things are shifting so rapidly. It's like, it's so unsettled. Just recently, in the last month, it feels like we've finally anchored in roots to the higher timeline. Before it's like you get glimpses of the higher timeline. Ooh, that was a really incredible hour of my day where everything was aligned. Or wow, I had a couple of days there around the full moon that like things were just boom, 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 boom. And then I'm back down to the lower frequencies. Right now, we have enough of this small group, okay, and the star seeds that are coming in and being born that are anchoring the light frequencies, and enough of those darker frequencies being purged out and released that we're finally, I'm so excited to say it, stabilizing the higher timeline. So it's going to be a lot easier for people to set their intentions, to align to the highest possible timeline, and to have that be sustainable. Easily sustainable. It's not going to be a fight anymore moving forward. It will. 2026 is still a transit year, still transitional. So you're still going to be up and down and all over the place. But truly, we are stabilizing this higher frequency. And that's what I see 2026 back and forth for a lot of people. But new stuff is coming online. Obviously, it's a 1 year of the horse. The movement is going to feel incredible, especially compared to the last 3 years. So that's sort of what we have to look forward to, what to expect. However, if you're resisting, if you're not listening to the anxiety, if you're not slowing down, if you're not tuning in, if you're not letting go, the rug will be pulled in 2026. It has to get worse before it gets better. If you have been listening and changing, bring on the new opportunities. All the doors are opening for you, but you have to purge out the old before you bring in the new. You can't hold space for both anymore. You cannot hold space for 3D and 5D simultaneously anymore. It is no longer a time to do that. You have to make a choice. In the next 3 years, we are all going to collectively be forced to make that choice.
Wow, that is so exciting. And it's great. I'm going to play that part for my New Year's Eve broadcast.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Great. A reminder of how we can find all things Elizabeth April. And it's easy to remember because it's her name, elizabethapril.com. And there's the book we've been talking about. And if you just put your cursor on the book and click, we did this before. There it is. Whoops. And I did it too fast. There we go. Your anxiety is giving me anxiety. We've just heard all about it. There's all sorts of different ways you can get it. More information about it. You can pre-order the book. When are they going to start delivering? Do you know?
January 20th.
January 20th. Okay. So we'll run this just around that time then. I'll run it right after January 20th so that people
Fantastic.
know. And lots of different ways you can get the book. You can learn all about it. I'm definitely going to pre-order and get it. And look, you can get it from any of your favorite ones. I'll use Amazon for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth, thank you so much. And hold on one moment because we're going to do a second record. But for our Authors That We Love show, I'm going to give you more information in just a moment. That's the end of this interview with Elizabeth, but she'll be back on in another pre-recorded video on our February 4th Conscious Life Expo preview show. And then she'll be with me live in person at the Conscious Life Expo. And isn't she a bright light? My God, she is such a brilliant soul. So I hope that you all enjoyed that. And I hope that some of you will buy the book. And as Omar Shar said, yes, great clarity and messages from our sister Elizabeth. Because we've gone so over, everybody kind of went a little extra time. I'm going to save the TJ Woodward pre-recorded video for another evening because we're getting close to 9 o'clock and some of us turn into pumpkins around that time. So we are going to go to our prayer time, and then we're going to do a couple of quick Global Peace Tribe announcements, and then we will conclude, as always, with an Om Shar song. But it's wonderful to see so many of you are still with us. Thank you so much. And I'm going to bring up that dynamic duo of Diara and Desiree. Where are you? There she is, to lead our prayer time for tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And as we've been doing, and as is a theme for us, expanding our capacity to hold it all and expanding our ability to move through the bliss and the ecstasy, the moments of peace when they come, and then also to be able to integrate the anxiety, the concerns, the fears, the worries, the doubts, all those parts of being human, especially during these times of great transition. And just like in our show tonight, we've had these beautiful, beautiful moments. And then we've had these reminders of, oh, yes, to be human is to have these episodes, these inklings of anxiety. And then the beautiful movement that Isabelita gave us that just transforms all that trauma. And so breathing that in for a moment, just filling ourselves with the joy that we've experienced here tonight with and for and through each other, and pushing more of that other energy out. and just allowing ourselves to feel revived, rejuvenated, so that we can be the light, be the peace, be the joy, and continue to process and let go of all else.
Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Itakaratu surukate sirakata sarakata sarakata sarakoto surakata sarakata saraka. We expand that. Itakaratu kusurikate sirakate surukokate sirakate sirakate surukote sirakate surukorokate sirakate surukorokate sirakate sirakate surukoko sarakata. Utakarakate sirakate surukorokate sirakate sirakate surukoro sirakate sarakata sirakate surukorokate sirakata sarakata sa. Peace be with you. Tukarata sarakata saraka.
And let's definitely put a special prayer in, not just for the monks and their safety, but may the message of these beautiful beings that are walking through cold, rain, hard winter for peace, may that message inspire, may it inspire millions. We so need peace in the world. Some of you know my friend Paul Sterling, and he and his girlfriend live in Minnesota. And some of the story of what's going on in Minnesota is extraordinary. Another peaceful protester was murdered today. And so there really is so much going on, and it is time for us to really pray for peace, hold the vision for peace. And remember, we create peace in our own lives by the way we treat each other. So let's practice kindness. First and foremost, kindness for ourselves, kindness for each other. That's where the peace really begins. We'll have a minute of silence for anybody who wants to add in the chat box, or just silently anybody you want to bring into prayer. And I'll go to gallery view for that. And I ought to pointing out, yes, Alex Petty, the VA nurse who was killed in Minneapolis today, putting he and his family into our prayers. Thank you, everybody. You do hold peace in such beautiful ways. This week, we've got two wonderful shows. I don't have the poster yet for Wednesday night's show, but we're going to have a special sneak preview of a theatrical performance featuring Hannah Burke, and her merry band of pranksters. And we're also going to be with Natalie Namaste, who's a very delightful soul. So that's going to be Wednesday night. And then on Saturday night, we've got an epic show planned. Next Saturday night, The Rise of the Divine Feminine. Beloved co-hosts. It's such a big show, we need two co-hosts. Eden Amadora, who has another song to preview. Christy Michaels, who I think Christy's in the audience with us tonight. I saw her earlier, at least. And all these wonderful women, Antoinette, and Diana Kelly, and Ione Angeles, and so many others. And we will also be honoring my dear friend, Oshala Marcus, who is recovering from a stroke. I just went to her big fundraising event in Mill Valley. And of course, Omar Shara will be with us doing music. So next Saturday night is going to be quite an epic show. Similar to tonight's show. Tonight's show is definitely an epic show. And whether it's well, all shows are wonderful. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, Diora, very much. And we're going to conclude the way we began, with my beloved co-host and beloved soul brother, who's been going at it since early this morning. This guy's been like performing for Humanities Team and green drinks and doing all sorts of good things. So
Super Green Live.
Super Green Live.
Green drinks was a good one. I actually need a green drink right now.
I was going to say, I hope you've been drinking your green drinks. Thank you, Omar Shah, to close us out with a beautiful song.
Nothing in my life's the same. It seems my world is falling into the dust that gave its birth. Empty feelings find me deep in contemplation, waiting for the rise of Mother Earth. And we all know what we've come here for, and we all feel that our hearts are true, and together we will make it home, and we'll trust to love once more. Walking through these fields of fear, a bit for my attention. I don't live here anymore. I surrender to the flow that gives me new direction. All there is to do is trust and fly. And we all know that we've come here for, and we all feel that our hearts are true, and together we will make it home, and we'll trust to love once more. And we all know what we've come here for, and we all feel that our hearts are true, and together we will make it home, and we'll trust to love once more.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, beloved Omar Shah. And get a good night's rest. You've had quite a day.
It's time for some breakfast, actually.
Oh my gosh. All right. And stay warm. How cold is it there now?
It's 7 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's about minus 14 or 15 or 16 Celsius. It's chilly. However, it's not as chilly as what is it? Siberia.
Oh, well, okay. I'm glad now that none of us are in Siberia. Thank you, Omar Shah. Love you so much. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you, Diara, for all that you do. And thank you to all of our guests. Samantha Sweetwater, Katrina Valancourt, Isabelita and Tom, and Elizabeth April. And I look forward to seeing all of you, hopefully on Wednesday night. And remember, tomorrow is going to be a very sacred Sunday. Let's start at 7:30 in the morning for us on the Pacific Coast, 10:30 East Coast. And let's all tune in to Becky's program. That's going to be wonderful. And then go get some breakfast and then come back at 10 a.m. Pacific time for this amazing UAP conference. And I know most of those presenters, and they're all really quite extraordinary. So definitely make sure that you do that. And I will look forward to seeing hopefully all of you on Becky's program, and then again on the UFO Con program. Take care, everybody. Get a good night.